Well, good morning. I didn't do a sound check. I hope it's going to come out okay. I just realized that I had to reboot my computer because Windows Live Movie Maker wasn't working. The camera wasn't showing anything, so I had to quick reboot. Anyway, the title for today is Will July Bring the Rumored Financial System Changes? Oh yes, I've heard the rumors. The ambassador has heard the rumors. Many who pay attention have heard them now and at previous times. There is supposed to be a global Basel III reset of our financial institutions this month, including currency revaluations. Many check the latest reports on a daily basis to see when the dinar, the dong, and other currencies are finally going to be revalued so that they can get rich off their investments. Unfortunately, this mindset, as I see it, to get rich off of any kind of investment other than in people, is gambling and part of the problem. We are playing in the matrix, the old paradigm reality many of us are working to change. I've heard rumors that even the US has signed on to the new protocols that would greatly impact their fraudulent con game. They've promised before, and their promises have so far been empty, devoid of performance. Until we start holding these charlatans accountable for their idle promises in a meaningful way, nothing will change. How can it, when we trust those who have a track record of lying repeatedly? Yeah, indeed. By the way, the ambassador, for those to set my mind at ease, he uh, showed me his credentials signed by the official M1, and the Dragon family actually has a country without borders that operates internationally, which of course it would. Swiss Indo is actually also a similar thing in the UN. It's a country without borders. In any case, I did see his credentials. He did show them to me that identify him as who he says he is, for those of you that may wonder. I've seen them. So, am I going to share them with other people? No, it's none of your business. Anyway, uh, global financial reset. Basel III is supposed to level the playing field. I've been hearing about it for at least a couple of years, 2 or 3 years, I think. So when I first heard about it, I didn't go back and look to see when it was actually proposed. I think it was probably about 3 years ago, just guessing. Uh, but it came on the heels of all of the 2008 and the that period of time when all of the everything was falling apart in the financial system and all the fraud was coming to the surface. And Basel III was proposed by the G20 nations to level the playing field and to get things on a track where a lot of the fraud could be eliminated. Now, I don't know all the details of the Basel III, so don't ask. You can research it if you want to, so can I. But I don't know all the details of it. I do know that uh, it's been supposed to be fully implemented, I think before now even, but the latest rumors is that by July 1st or July 15th, I've also seen that date floated around. It's supposed to be finished, and all the nations on the earth, all the banks, all the institutions are supposed to be Basel III compliant. And we've been hearing, God, for years and years and years about the revaluation, especially the dinar. I mean, I have many friends that have invested heavily in the dinar and are waiting for their windfall to come in. They tried to pull me into investing in the dinar, but I don't gamble. I don't play that money game. I promised myself a long time ago, 20 years ago, over 20 years ago now, that I wasn't going to chase money. And I don't chase money. There's only been a couple of times in all of the 1,200 or 300 and some odd days that I've been doing videos in a row that I've even asked for donations. And at times when I really needed some extra help. And people came through with those. But I do not and have not made it a practice to make anything that I do about money. Even when I do things for people that they're hiring me and they want to know how much I charge, I let them set the rate. That's the way I've been doing it for for 20 years. I mean, they set the rate. I don't set the rate, and I don't make money the object of my work, of my efforts, of my creativity. It's not about money to me. It's not even about titles to me. When everybody in Swiss Indo was being named prime minister and emperor and all sorts of other fancy titles, my title is simply advisor. I mean, I can handle that because it confers no authority with it. So titles and money don't interest me. They really don't interest me. I don't want to be anybody's boss. I want to be a cheerleader to help you become the best you can be. And when I can accomplish that, that's my reward. That's my reward, to help you see who you are and remember who you are. That's my reward. But this July financial reset, I'd love to see the Federal Reserve and all of the central banks totally be made defunct and non-existent, or so totally transformed that they look nothing like what they've looked like before, and the mission becomes transformed, because all systems in the world to serve humanity. They're meant to serve life on the planet, not profit. It's not about money. It's not about artificial creations of value. It's about real value. And what did I say yesterday the real value is? The real value is in us. We are the ones who produce the creativity. We are the ones who produce the products and the services. We are the ones who because of our labor of love and our willingness to work and to be who we are, and to bring forth the gifts and talents and abilities that have been granted to us by our Creator in our creation, in our birth. It's our birthright. When we do that, that is what is of value. Money produces nothing, and anybody that tries to earn money by investing in money or investing in capital, to me, that whole system is fraudulent. That whole system is what's wrong with the world. It's why the world is a slavery system. It's why the world is involved in harvesting our energy without our consent and knowledge, because you can't have consent. We can't really give consent if we don't have knowledge. If there's not full disclosure of how the system works, again, there can be no binding and legal contract in that. So everything that's done in the matrix is fraud. Everything. To me, there's no question, there's no doubt in my mind. And I don't care who's doing it. I don't care if it's the Dragon family. I don't care if it's Rome or the city of London or Washington, D.C. or New York City or whatever. Anything that does not give full disclosure and reveal the true source of value on earth. It's not gold. It's not silver. It's not platinum. Now, those are temporarily in place, and it's much better to have a commodity like gold, silver, or platinum, or things like that, to be the foundation for a financial system. But even that in itself is not where we need to go, because again, the value is not in things. The value is in action. The value is in what we are able to do with our lives. And the value is in being. We have a birthright. It's ours because we are born into this world. There are certain things that are just ours by right, by being born. It doesn't matter what the system is. That's the natural law. That's the way it needs to come back to if we're going to have a reset that works and creates a world for everyone, not just those that have money to invest and make money off of money. Now, is there going to be a reset this month? I don't know the answer. The ambassador doesn't know the answer. The Dragon family probably has the ability to create something. Will it happen this month? I don't know. I'm told I will see lots of things when I go to Hong Kong. And I'm going to be doing some more interviews with the historian and with the Red Dragon and with others besides the ambassador, so that you can hear them for yourself and I can hear them for myself. I did have a brief. In any case, there's a system in place of a financial system, and it's been tyranny. It's been global enslavement of humanity. Nobody is exempt. Even those that try to form their own communes and turn their back on the world, you can't do that, because the world works the way the world has worked. That's the reality of it. We need to reset that. There's no doubt in my mind that that needs to be reset, so that the truth can be told to everyone. But what has to be created first? There has to be an infrastructure created for the new system. And the infrastructure that can be created can be done by repurposing some of the old structures, so that you don't have to start from ground zero. You don't have to start from scratch. You can start with what's already there and repurpose it, redefine it, give new orders on how it's going to operate. It needs to operate on behalf of the people, because even as the Dragon family has said, the collateral accounts and the wealth of the world belongs to the people, not to an elite group, not to a priestcraft, not to a political class of people that live in ivory towers, not to international bankers, not to investors on Wall Street or some other financial market. No, the value and the real wealth is in the people. And anything less than that is gambling, and it's playing with something that's an artificially created something. It's not reality. We are real. We, the people, are real. And I don't care if you're the head of the Dragon family, the old man, the master, or the peon that lives in a ghetto somewhere in Latin America, living in a favela, where on a hillside in a cardboard hut. You know, it doesn't matter. We're all humans cut from the fabric of life, because that's the only fabric that exists, the fabric of life. We're alive. Number 5 is alive. 555 is about life force energy. It's about reclaiming our life force energy. It's about moving into to seeing ourselves as spiritual beings that have great gifts and talents and abilities that are valued, and they need to start being accepted worldwide, that we, the people, are the source of the society that we create. Now, God is our source, or the Creator is our source, but on earth, the people are the source of wealth. If all the people stopped working and stopped serving and stopped creating, what kind of a world would we live in? We wouldn't have a world, would we? Would we? Would we even call that life? Would we even call it existence? If all of a sudden we stopped taking action based on what our desires are, based on what our dream and our vision is. What do we want? What fulfills us? What makes us happy? The pursuit of happiness. That's an unalienable and unalienable right that is granted to us by our Creator as a birthright. And we need to get back to understanding what birthright is. That's a spiritual principle. That means just because you were born, you have certain rights, and they cannot be legislated away or forfeited. Now, I know we forfeit our rights all the time, but that's by deception. We forfeit them because we are kept in ignorance. And any financial reset, any global change that has to take place across the board. And the most important superstructure that needs to be put in place is communication. We need to be told the truth. We need to be the voice of life, the voice of the dragon, the voice of God. We need to become the voice of reason and common sense. We need to become the voice of love. We need to become the voice of compassion, the voice of forgiveness, the voice of gratitude. We need to take on attitudes that will transform us from the greedy, sick, perverted culture that we live in, where we are wounded in our sexuality. We are wounded in all of our relationships. We are wounded in everything because we believed the lie that we are something we are not. We believe the artificial to be the reality. And the artificial is the corporation, but it's a dead thing. It's a legal fiction. It's not real. That's the illusion. The illusion is based on separation, that we are separate one from another, and that I can do things that I don't have to be accountable for, that I can do things that aren't going to affect other people. We're not an island. We're connected in a web of life. And I'm working my best, and I will raise my voice as much as I can and shine the light as much as I can on what we need to do to really change the world. I'd like to see it happen before now, but tomorrow, when this is actually aired, is going to be July the 1st. And I'd like to see real substantive changes. And I'm looking for the signs, as the ambassador indicated we should be doing. Watch for the signs. Changes are taking place. Watch for the signs. I encourage you, most important of all, to get in touch with yourself, your higher self, the self that can connect the dots and see the bigger picture, the self that is love, that is divine, that is truthful, the self that is real, eternal, beyond time, beyond space, beyond names, beyond form. Find that self, get in touch with that self, and love yourself whole. Love yourself so that you can make the financial system changes in you that need to be made. And that's a perceptual shift. That's a shift in what you perceive as value, as valuable and as value. Make that shift. You are the value. It's not the dinar, the dollar, the dong, or any other currency. It's not gold or silver or any collateral account. It's you are the value. Now we can make these things work for us if we choose to. We can push for the reset by shifting our own consciousness. And I believe that that's what the red dragon and the dragon family would want me to say. But whether they want me to say it or not, it's what I believe is true. And it's what I'm sharing with you, and hoping that you can open up your heart and your mind and your eyes and embrace reality from a spiritual, universal, cosmic perspective. That's all I'm going to share for today. Namaste. Thank you.